Alright, so for 19 to 31, these are all calculator problems. Again, very straightforward. Number 23 is not possible because 3.5 is greater than 1. And remember, for cosine inverse, that number has to be between negative 1 and 1 in order to have an answer, have a radian measure. Okay, so the rest of them are all there. And that's pretty much it. So for 53, cosine and arc cosine are inverses of each other. And as long as this number is within the 1-to-1 domain, then the answer is just that number. So 0.3 is between negative 1 and 1, so the answer is 0.3. Okay, again, 56, sine and arc sine are inverses of each other. So as long as this number is in the appropriate, interval, and negative 0.1 is between negative 1 and 1, so we're good there. So the answer is just negative 0.1. Okay, so 59, again, they're inverses of each other. The problem here is that 11 pi over 6 is not between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, which we need. So we can't just say that the answer is 11 pi over 6. So we have to first evaluate tangent of 11 pi over 6. So this here is, so we get negative radical 3 over 3 for that part. So the arctangent of this is negative pi over 6. So here we have another problem where you have inverses of each other, cosine inverse and cosine, but 3 pi over 2 is outside of the 0 to pi interval that we need, right? So then we have to evaluate this. So cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0. And then now we find the cosine inverse of 0. Okay, so cosine inverse of 0 would be pi over 2. Okay, so 4/3 is not a ratio from the unit circle for arctangent. So what we have to do in this case is draw the angle. It's positive, so that means it's in quadrant 1. This forms a right triangle, so y over x, so this is 4. This is 3, so that means r is 5. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So the sine of this angle would be y over r, which is 4 over 5. Alright, so this one has the arctangent of negative 12/5, so that's going to be in quadrant 4. So you draw the angle in quadrant 4. It's y over x. So this is a 5, 12, 13 triangle. You could use Pythagorean theorem to verify it, but this is a special Pythagorean triple, 5, 12, 13, so it's going to work out to be 13. So the cosecant is a reciprocal of sine, so the reciprocal of sine would be r over y. So the answer for this would be 13 over negative 12. For 71, arc sine of negative 3/4, that means that the angle would have to be in quadrant 4, because sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4, but for the restricted sign, that would be in quadrant 4. So we go right here. Y over r, so this is going to be 16 minus 9, so that's going to be 7, so the square root of 7 right here, Pythagorean theorem. So the tangent of this would be y over x, so negative 3 over radical 7, you rationalize it, the denominator, you get negative 3 radical 7 over 7. Okay, so arctangent of x means that the angle's in quadrant 1 because it's positive ratio. Definition of tangent is y over x. So y would be x, and y over x, and this would be 1, because this, I could write this as the ratio x over 1. So the r would be r squared equals x squared plus y squared, and so that would just be 1 plus x squared. You take the square root, So this would be the square root of 1 plus x squared. So for the sign, it's y over x. So it's going to be x over 1 plus x squared. So I'm going to rationalize by multiplying by 1 plus x squared on both numerator and denominator. And so that leaves me with x times 1 plus x squared all over 1 plus x squared. And that's all. That's the final answer. Okay, so this, our cosine of x over 5, we're going to draw the angle in quadrant 1 because the ratio is positive. So there's the angle. Form a right triangle. Definition of cosine is x over r. So this is x, this is r. So we're missing y. So we're going to say x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So this is going to be x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared. We're solving for y, right? So I'm subtracting x squared from both sides. So y squared equals 25 minus x squared. Take the square root. So then y equals square root of 25 minus x squared. So for tangent of this angle, because remember that's the function we're looking for, we're looking to find the ratio of that. So tangent of this angle would be y over x. So it's going to be square root of 25 minus x squared over x. And that's the final answer. Now remember this here, the 25 does not come out because I know a lot of you want to take out the 25. But you can't because there's a negative in between the two terms. Okay? If this was a multiplication, then you could take out the 25 and the x squared. But because of that minus, you can't do that. So this is what you have here. This is your final answer.